Well, first of all, for the folks on YouTube who may be watching this, I'm making this video for my nephew, who's pretty young and is going off for some snow camping. And my advice for anyone who happens to watch this is exercise extreme caution when you go camping in the snow and the cold, and please keep in mind that you are responsible for your own safety, and you should take care of everything to keep yourself safe and not rely on videos from YouTube, and I am not responsible. So, Mike, this sleeping bag that I brought out here to start with, it's one that I bought many years ago, over 30 years ago. I think it's rated to -10, but I wanted to get it out just to kind of get you aware of the bulk. This happens to be down. The advantage of down is that it's light and it's warm, but if you get it wet, all you've got is cold and a soggy bag. You must not get it wet. You have to protect it at all costs. It doesn't matter what your bag is rated to, if you throw it on the ground, you will be cold. Now, I'm an old guy, as you know, and so one of the things I always take with me is this big Agnes insulated air core. It's got a, I don't know, 2.1 R factor or something. It's not a lot. Maybe it's 4.1. I can't remember. But on the plus side, I get to sleep on 2.5 inches of air, and it gets me up off the ground. That's not the only thing I do, and I'd like to point out that that packs down to about the size, as you can see right there, of a water bottle. Pretty impressive, and it only weighs, I think it's just either slightly less than a pound or maybe slightly more than a pound. What I recommend that you do, whether or not, if you decide not to get the air core, insulated air core pad, they are expensive, I'll tell you that. It's probably a $65 or $75 investment. But we've had them for a really long time, and they do seem to last. I would add some extra things onto the pad to insulate it more. This happens to be a Thermarest Z pad that I've cut down to make, I think, 8 sections. Yeah, that's right. And then what I typically do, if that's the only one I'm using, I wouldn't do that if I were you, is I fold up my clothes and I put them down at the end of the pad, so that when I'm sleeping, the clothes are helping to insulate my feet. I'd recommend using at least 2 of the Z-Rest pads, and you may want a full one, even though it's a lot more bulky. But as you can see, you get a lot more length on that, and now your R value for insulation is probably getting up at 6 or 8 point something or other. I'm going to throw the sleeping bag back on there. I think the Z-Rest pads run around, I'd say $35 or so per pad, but pretty much worth it. Now, once you've got that taken care of, in the snow, be sure you cinch the hood around your face. Let's get that back up there. Cinch the hood around your face and make sure that's nice and tight, because you want to keep the air close to you and nice and warm, not let any out. If you're still getting cold, definitely add in a good hat. This one happens to be fleece and is also, can you see there? Gore-Tex It's got Gore wind stopper in it. I have been hypothermic, added this on when I'm sleeping, and I warmed up right away. Very grateful for it. Another good thing to do is to have a good thick extra pair of socks that you use only for sleeping. This is a pair I just bought for it. These happen to be Smart Wool, and they're the big thick trekking socks. And if my feet get cold at all, I'd put those on, try to get a little more warmth there. Finally, if push came to shove, I definitely think about putting my gloves on. I always keep them near me. I haven't had to do that yet, but it sounds like you'll be in a little more extreme condition than I am. I also brought out my pack here. It's pretty formless and shapeless because, well, your mom asked me about packs. This happens to be a Granite Gear Vapor Trail, and yes, I am able to carry my my pads on the outside. I just latch them right there in the middle. You'll see a lot of backpacks that the weight with nothing in them starts off at 3 to 5 pounds. This one, empty, weighs 2 pounds, and it's got, I don't know if you can make it out there, it's got a nice stay in there and padding against the back, which is also nice. And it can hold enough for a good weekend trip, probably in the winter, or in the summer. It's good for just about a week worth of stuff, no problem. Finally, the thing I would tell you is do not go to bed hungry. Make sure you eat something right before you go to bed. Your body will use that to create warmth. So like a power bar or something good. I definitely get one with some protein in it. And do not go to bed thirsty. I know you're going to think, gee, I don't want to get up in the night, but the way you handle that, if you had to, you don't want to be dehydrated. That'll just make you cold. So make sure you drink something before bed, and if you have to, designate a bottle as the pee bottle, you know, and you can figure out how you might use that pretty quickly, I think. And it is traditional to mark it with a skull and crossbones so that nobody accidentally drinks from your pee bottle, which would also be a bad thing. So there's basically my advice on the matter. You know, I'm an old guy. I think you could probably get away with just the 2 Z-Rest pads to get you insulated from the ground, and definitely think about getting a sleeping bag that is rated to -10, 15, or even 20 degrees for the winter camping kind of things. To be honest with you, I own 3 bags. I use my 32 degree Phantom most often, and I use this rig for car camping nowadays because, like I said, it's 30 years old, and it's, you know, kind of shows it. I have one more that's for plus 40 degree camping that I hardly ever use anymore, but definitely for the winter stuff, get a good thick down one that's rated to between -10 and -20. That's the video.